Hey folks, it's John with KGTropicals.com, bringing you another episode of my Comment of the Week series where I comb through all of my social media accounts and select a comment that I believe is worthy of addressing in video. So let's get right to it. Today's comment comes from my studio catastrophe video, which I did a while back talking about my 150-gallon crash, and it reads like this. Riddle me this one. My tank is in trouble. Africans breathing heavy. One just died and I don't know why. Here are the tank stats. 55 gallons, 60 fish, 3 filters, power heads, lots of air and water movement, almost no waste. Most rocks are sandstone, few lava rock, 1 red clay, 7.9 pH, 7 DH, no ammonia. Water changes about every week, but not a large one every time. Using a homemade buffer of aquarium salts with baking soda and Epsom salts like the recipe on cichlidprofiles.com. 77 degrees temp. I have 5 tanks and 4 have the same recipe of water conditions. But the 55 gallon is just not right. Just started tonight taking 5 gallons of water out of the 120 gallon and putting it in the 55, and we'll do this every night until the problem is fixed, if this will even work. Please help soon if you can, because I fear they will all perish. I know I sent you a curveball, but this tank is still savable and you could redeem yourself. Thanks. Okay, so just like last week, I could totally go in on this guy. I could totally go nuts on this guy, but I'm not going to do it because he's not being a jerk. He's actually a nice guy that's having a problem and he doesn't know his way through it, and this is why he has come to us, not just me, but us, this community, for help. So let's start off with all of the places where I looked at you, and I looked at you right in your eyes because you have some serious problems going on here and you might be a little blind as to what is really going on. So first things first, you've been told this by other people. You have to have been told this. 60 fish in a 55-gallon tank? Come on. If they're fry that are this big, okay. But if you have 60 significantly sized fish in a 55 gallon, this is where the entire problem is starting from. Okay? That is way too many fish for your tank. Again, if they're guppies, all right. Cardinal tetras, sure. But anything else, that is out of control for that size tank. No waste? Come on. Let's get real. You can't have 60 fish in a tank. You're barely doing any water changes, and you don't think that there's any waste in there. Maybe you can't see it, but trust me, brother, it's there. Your filter isn't sucking it all up. No ammonia. If there was no ammonia in the tank, your fish wouldn't be at the top gasping for air. All right? And water changes about every week, but not a large one. This is where I'm going to yell at you a little bit because you're being lazy, and this is why your fish are dying. They're probably dying. At this point when you set the comment, only 1 had died, but I'm sorry to say this, I'm sure you've had more since then. The reason why this is happening is because your tank is overloaded and you are not doing the appropriate amount of maintenance to keep them alive. You're going to struggle to keep 60 fish in a 55-gallon tank. Again, unless they're little fish. That's going to be a huge load on the tank that's going to require literally daily big water changes. You said water changes about every week, but not a large one. Well, it better be a large one, or else this is a problem that's going to continue happening over and over again. And you're going to be going, I don't understand. Well, you should understand because you have entirely too many fish in there. Can you keep a 55-gallon tank with 60 fish in it alive? Yeah. If you are serious about doing the maintenance and doing more maintenance than what is necessary. Imagine 60 people in a room that was really made for about 12. Imagine how funky that room would get and how fast it would get funky from that many people being in a confined space. This is what you have in your tank, and you're not circulating the dead, nasty, disgusting, waste-filled, ammonia-filled water out and putting in fresh water. So to solve this problem, I didn't respond to this right away, and I don't even remember or know when this comment came through. I hope you were able to get this under control, but if this is still a problem for you, this is what you need to do. And I'm going to say it as bluntly as possible. You need to get off your ass and you need to start doing some serious maintenance on this tank. I'm talking serious maintenance to the tune of 50% water changes at least every other day if you're going to continue to have 60 fish in this tank. I'm being serious. I know it sounds extreme, but the amount of fish that you have in your tank is extreme. You need to cut that down by literally like a third or even less than that. I'm going to go ahead and guess, since you have 5 tanks, you're probably breeding fish, and these are probably fry. And if they're an inch or smaller, then you're probably okay. Somebody probably told you this whole idea, an inch of fish equals 1 gallon. You have 60 fish in a 55. I know that math doesn't add up, but that's probably what you're going by. Throw that out the window because it's not working for you. 60 fish in a 55, just at least take half of them out and put them in something else. Spread them around. I don't care. But you can't have that many fish in your tank. If you're going to have that many fish in your tank, you're going to continue to have this problem. Even if you cut it down by half, I want you tripling the amount of maintenance that you're doing. Even if you had 30 fish, fry, growing in your 55-gallon tank, I would tell you you need to be doing 50% water changes twice a week. That's what I would tell you. Somebody else might tell you different, but that's what I'm going to tell you. You came to me, so that's, So you definitely need to get off your butt. You need to up your game and you need to save these fish. I hope you have. I hope you figured it out. But stop believing there's no ammonia. Stop believing there's no waste because that's just ridiculous. You can't have 60 fish in a tank and not have any waste. And you need to up your game as far as your water changes go. I'm going to say this blunt, and I'm going to say it blunt because this is what will make everybody who's in this situation understand what needs to be done to fix this problem. If you have 60 fish in a 55-gallon tank and they're starting to die off, it's your fault and nobody else's. So you're the one that's going to have to fix this problem. Get 2/3 of those fish out of there, get off your ass, do the maintenance, and hopefully you'll get them to survive. I hope that helps you. I know I'm blunt, but that's the way you have to be these days. You don't want to sugarcoat things because then nobody ever learns anything. So I hope that has helped you. So I know it might sound like I beat this guy up a little bit, and I don't mean to be that way. What I'm saying is to everyone, anyone who might find themselves in this kind of a situation. I'm not beating up on him. And again, this is why I don't put people's names up when I show the comment, because I don't want anybody thinking that I'm coming down on them. I just only really know one way to be. So thank you for watching this. If you want to see the video that this comment came from, you can click right here and that'll take you directly to that video. If you missed last week's comment of the week, you can click right here and that'll take you to that video. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you again next week.